everybody and welcome back to Enigmatica 6 Expert. In today's episode we do a lot more autocrafting, but mainly with magic. We automate our glyph press, enchanting apparatus, alchemy table, and 5 different blood altars. So I hope you enjoy. Okay, so today we're actually going to be automating blood magic at last. I think I said at the start of last episode I was thinking of doing blood magic next, but I couldn't remember later on in the video. But after editing it, I know what I said. So we're going to be doing a bit of blood magic today. As well as blood magic, we're going to be automating our enchanting apparatus right here, because we're going to need a lot of this thing here to be able to even try and automate a lot of blood magic. Well, for one, it's mainly the glyph press, because what I have done between last episode is I have made myself a ton more altars, and you can't see them, but you can see the elevator. I actually need to hide that with a path. Path block. Do I have a path block? I do. There we go. So that's hidden now. But if we come down here, we got ourselves another tier 4 altar here, but there's no capacity runes or speed runes or anything on these guys here. It's just an altar with these runes to make it a tier 4 altar. Technically, actually, it's not a tier 4 altar yet, because it doesn't have the glowstone or the blood runes. But anyway, come down again. Here's another altar, another tier 4 altar, and another tier 4 altar. And then we've got this guy here, another tier 4 altar, but he is actually producing us blood, because I want to have down here as another blood reserve. And I have this gigantic tank back here, which can hold nearly 9 billion buckets, or 9 million buckets, or 9 billion millibuckets. And this guy here is storing all the blood. And it's also being pumped out into ender tanks, which is being pumped into all of the other altars that are up here. If I look in here, you can see here is a ender tank with a color combination of red, white, red, and he's got a pipe right here pumping up into the altar. Now, unfortunately, the only altar actually receiving this blood is the very, very top one, which is not exactly what I wanted, but you can see all the blood has gone into this pipe right here, which isn't exactly what I want, but it's okay, because eventually this whole system will eventually fill up. But the only issue is it can only extract out 10 millibucks at a time. And guess what? It's bloody raining as I start recording. It's a curse. I am cursed. Every time I'm to record, it rains. There we go. Get rid of that. Anyway, I don't think I've done anything else since last episode apart from just building all those altars. So let's get to work. I was also looking at how to automate this altar right here, and I think I figured out how these things work. I did a bit of testing, and if you click one, you just say red, it means it will not import into that port. So this is the west port. If you look at their map, this is west, which is the direction this side is facing. And I was looking at the directions of all these guys. You can almost say double north, double south. So you can pump it that way. And if you wanted to, with Xnet, you can say if you have to put 2 of the same items in the same port in the top, you could just tell it only allow 1 item in that slot, meaning it can only put 1 item in here and 1 item in here. For instance, one of the options in here for holding reagent requires 2 kangaroo hide and 2 mage bloom fibers. So I could just say limit to 1 item per slot. That way it will just automatically craft it all for us and won't fill up the slots and cause any issues. And anyway, the Xnet is pretty fast anyway, so once it's done crafting, it should input the next ingredients in almost instantly. And I've also made myself a few more blood orbs. So I've got 1 in here, 1 in here, 1 in the altar, and another one all the way down below in that altar. So I've got a total of about 4 blood orbs, which should be more than enough to keep us going. And I might even make another one just to keep in our system here, just in case I need to craft anything manually. Right, let's actually get to work over here. Now, I think I tried automating this guy in the past, maybe back in Stacia. Could never figure out how to do it. But if we're going with the same logic as what we did over here with the occultism by using a modular router to activate the ritual, I'm pretty sure we could probably do the same thing over here with this guy. So I made myself another router. So if we look up router in here, I'm hoping this will work the same way. So if I break this here, break this, hopefully, is this going to be much of an issue if this is exposed? Probably not, but I might actually avoid it. I might actually put it right here instead and move this guy here down one block closer to the edge here. So it's a little bit neater. And also, I think I might get rid of that masticator now because I don't think we need anything more than 42k scales. Actually, wait, I don't have to get rid of him. I could just pick him up with a bottle. What am I doing? I don't need to kill him. If I just come in here and just pick him up. There. Now I don't have to deal with him. And if I ever need to put him back down, I can. Okay, never mind. I don't have to get rid of him. Perfect. So that will clear up that back room there. And I won't have to have that boss bar on the top of my screen anymore. Which is good. So if we put the router right here. And this guy doesn't need power. But anyway, we want this guy to have an activator thing. If I look up activator again. I need 2 dispensers. Alright, perfect. Activate your module. So, I want this thing to point up the way, look above, and I want it to just right-click. Attack, just right-click. So if I put this in here, and whenever we get the ingredient we need, for instance, let's say we're crafting ourselves the Ender storage glyph. So, craft these items here. We put the Ender chest in here. We put... No, I didn't want that. Okay, maybe we have to put this on top first. Let's grab ourselves out another ender chest. Put the clay in. Grab the ender chest. Okay, that just knocked out the clay. But you can see once the clay is in and the thing clicks the right time, it does activate. And, oh, it seems to stop running. What? Oh, no. Okay, thank God. Most of the time when those skeletons spawn with the backpacks, they have fire resistance, so they just stay there. Okay, so you can see that kind of worked. But the thing is, I want this thing to probably run on a pulse now as well. And let's actually test this. How long does it take to craft one of these guys? So we just count it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Roughly 10 seconds. So if we make another timer similar to what we did for occultism and set it up to run on like a 12 to 15 second interval on a timer, I think that should work. And I might need to flatten a bit of space down here. Let me grab out some stone here and just build myself a little platform to walk on because it can get a bit annoying down here. Alright, this should be enough space to walk on for the time being. Alright, so we need to set ourselves up a timer. So, timer, let's grab out one of these guys here. What am I missing? A load of redstone torches and a machine base. That's not a problem. So there we go, timer. Now we just need some redstone links. So redstone links, perfect. And let's just grab ourselves out some clay, like magic clay here, so we know what it is. So, we put this timer... I think we can actually probably just put it right here for the time being. Do that. Frequency 1 is the magic clay. Then down here, we can have this guy and a timer pointing up and put this guy. And that's going to be pulsing that guy. And what did we say was 20 ticks? It was like about what, 600 ticks. 500 is 200. That's 15. Am I thinking of this right? I'm really bad at maths. Okay, if we go around 240 ticks, should be about 12 seconds. So this should be good to run for this guy. And hopefully he doesn't cause any issues. Yeah, I think it should work. As long as he just pulses to put the clay in or put the item on top of the clay, it should be fine. So let's get working now on Xnet. So at Xnet, we need to make ourselves a controller. Grab ourselves some blue cable, and I don't have any more connectors left over, do I? So blue rock wool, should be able to make tons of that. Connectors, done, and let's just drop down here and put this controller. Where should we put this controller? I guess here's fine. I can put an ender cell right there. And if I just run this cable up and connect it here, I could just pump this down. Actually, technically, do I even need Xnet on this guy? Now that I think about it, I could just use a pipe and just pump it in, or a hopper or something. Actually, you know what? I will use Xnet because I actually need to pump the item into that guy as well. It just makes it easier. I know it's kind of a waste to use a small system for this guy, but it's whatever. It'll work. So I just want to put 2 connectors like that, and then down, and then a connector. Let's configure this now. So this guy here, the glyph press, I want to pump just the clays in. I'm also going to need a crafter. Okay, hang on. I might need to mute the skeleton sounds. I need to grab myself out a crafter and a chest. There we go. And I'm just going to put that down. Where should we put this down? I guess I can put the chest right there and the crafter right here. And I can put my network receiver there, and then we can put the second crafter over here when we need to craft the other guy, which is roughly around here, right? Yeah, so if I just dig out all underneath here, it'll expose all of the pedestals that we need to autocraft now as well. And I can just hide him like that. Doing that did break the modular, not the modular, the redstone link. So I need to put that back down. I can put him down right here. So frequency 1. And do that. Is that pulsing? I can't tell. Is this actually working? Oh no, you flashed. You did work. Okay. Yeah, we could stick with that for now. Okay. So what we need to do then is grab another connector, hook him on here, and then we're ready to go. Let's grab out 1 of each clay. So Marvelous Clay, Mythical Clay, Magic Clay. So we got all of them. Marvelous Clay we're going to have to go set up now. That's crafted in a natural altar. Mythical Clay is dropping mana, or dropping Marvelous Clay in a mana pool with Sunstone. Will we be able to autocraft this guy? There's not many things that do require this guy, but are the ones that we need in here. So Amplify, that's just Charged Snowball and regular Magic Clay. Displacement is Extract, which is just Marvelous Clay and a Vitreous Pickaxe. And Accelerate is just Marvelous Clay, which is just made like that. Speed Runes is Accelerate, which is the same guy as that. Capacity Runes don't need anything. So we don't actually need the Mythical Clay just yet, but we will set it up anyway. So let's create ourselves a item channel. And Glyph Press here, you are going to input each one of these clays. Okay, so you're just going to input each clay. Perfect. Now from the chest here, we want this thing to extract, and we want this guy to extract everything, but in here we wanted to insert the special items, which is going to be, for instance, one is going to be like an ender chest, regular ender chest here. The next one then is Rune of Capacity, which is Amplified, which is Charged Snowball. So Charged Snowball. Next up then is going to be Adjustable Chain Shift Gear. They're going to have to set up an autocraft for them. Extract is going to be a Vitreous Pickaxe, so grab one of those. Speed Runes are just adjustment again, and these guys don't need any of that. So Insert is going to be these items here. So Ender Chest, Adjustment, Chain Gear Shift, a Charged Snowball, and a Pickaxe. That's what's going to be inserted into the modular router. Hopefully it doesn't cause any issues with the Charged Snowball and actually try and send the Charged Snowball and cause a lightning strike. It shouldn't though. And this guy here is just going to extract everything, and you are just going to extract that. Okay, perfect. So we can put all this stuff mostly away. The only thing I need now is one more Ender Chest. And this Ender Chest here is, if I can get out here, it's just going to be set up back here, like so, with an Ender Hopper. And what this is going to do is just pick up the items once it's crafted, because this thing doesn't drop the item like in its inventory. It drops it out into the world, so I just need a hopper here to pick it up to store it into the system. So this guy should be pretty much automated now. We can get a facade here, so facade, and we can just cover this here without any issues. Cover, why won't this cover? There we go. So that will hide that, and we won't have to worry about it being exposed. Now we can work on this guy here. So let's grab ourselves out another controller. So controller, and hopefully now this should be a little bit easier. So if we plug this guy in right here, I think it should be fine. Grab ourselves another chest. And we'll stick this chest directly underneath. We can run a power cable across the back here. Or I could just put on a cable with a connector and just run power through it all. Which should be fine. But anyway, what we can do then is add a crafter on the side of it here. Okay, I'm going to have to rotate this with my wrench. There we go. And I can just run cable. I'll just grab out some refined storage cable and connect that there. I'm going to have to go make myself a network receiver and transmitter to connect this guy, but it's fine. Right, now here comes the difficult part. Well, it's not really difficult. If we go back to Xnet, I cannot speak today again. Add connectors onto every single one of these guys. Okay? Then I need to come up here and somehow access this guy without causing any weird issues. I think I can just run this across the back like this and down. Like so. I could technically do it on the top, but I think this is going to be good enough. Also, alternatively, I could use an entangled block on this guy and autocraft it back at the base, but whatever. So, down here. Now, the patterns we're going to have to set up. What are we going to be crafting in this guy? Well, that's going to be... actually, what are we crafting in here again? Just need to double check. I know there was something we needed. Oh yeah, the blank runestone. We need to autocraft this guy. So let's grab out these ingredients. So let's start now by putting all of the stuff in. So this guy is not connected. Oh, I never added a connector onto it there. There we go. So create ourselves a new channel. So items. We're going to say this pedestal here, create, is going to insert a blank slate. This guy here, insert a blank slate. And we need to do this for 6 of them. Blank slate, blank slate. This is going to be number 5, blank slate, number 6, blank slate. Now, the last 2 are going to get calyx of end. So you get calyx, and you get calyx. Now, I'm going to have to set up 2 things for this guy because I'm going to have to use... One is going to be inputting in living wood. Okay? Then I'm going to have to create a new channel here, which is Xnet item. And I'm just going to tell this guy here to extract out this guy. Okay? And then just put it into an ender chest or another storage or something. Do we have another storage? I mean, I could just use an ender chest here. Actually... No, just grab a regular chest. And what I'll do is I'll just pump or use like a... Just put this chest right here. If I use myself an importer, I can stick this importer here and then just run this connector down again like that. And then up here, I can say this diamond chest is just going to extract everything. And this channel here is going to insert... this guy. Just make sure it's whitelisted to only input this guy. So right, that should be the entire enchanting apparatus set up to autocraft those runes. I just need to go make myself another network receiver and transmitter. So how do you find... Let's have a look here. Network receiver. Okay, I can make one of those. A network transmitter. Okay, good. I do have all that. And just get myself a network card. I don't have a printed PCB. Right, I'm going to have to go buy one off a villager because I do not have the materials to make one. Right, so network card, and just jump down here now, grab ourselves our receiver, and I don't want to get it close to the redstone, so I'll just stick it here for now. And I've already gone ahead and put down the transmitter while I was off buying the circuits. So I already put all that down. So let's go in here and add the card into it, and then that should be ready to start auto-crafting for us. So you go in there. Perfect, so we can get rid of everything in our inventory now. Just put that away. And if we look in here now, we just need to create the pattern. So we want to look up at rune. So we want to autocraft this guy. So yes. So that's actually going to go in here. And that's going to craft us 2. So 6 of these guys. So let's actually just make this easier on ourselves. Just clear this and clear that. 2 calyx of end, 1 living wood, 6 of these guys. And that should be the entire pattern. Okay, next up then is the glyph press. So, for glyph presses, we're going to need this guy, so amplify. So, glyph of amplify Glyph, amplify. You are going to be crafted like this. Okay. Next up then is extract. That's this pickaxe and extract. Glyph of extract. Where is it? This guy here. So that's made like this. Next up then is accelerate. That's going to go in there. That's that pattern. I think there was one more. Accelerate. Is it just tree? Yeah, okay, it's just a tree. Perfect. Let's go add these to the crafters now. So you are going to get the arcane stone, and you are going to get these 3 patterns. Let's try crafting one. So let's craft myself 10 of these guys. Oh, we don't have enough of that clay. I need to go set up those patterns. Right, that should be mostly all of the patterns crafted now. So hopefully this will work this time. So, glyph. Let's have a look here now. So let's craft me 10 of them. It should input the item into the modular router. And it should put a clay into here. Unless it's crafting all the other things first. No, it's got those items. Why isn't this guy extracting? Did I forget to set up the chest extract? No, it's set up to extract everything. Now it's got 10 of it in there. Is this not working? Oh wait, I forgot. I don't have power in the things. Hang on. Alright, it has power now, and is it working? Well, yep, okay, so it is working now. That's perfect. So it should be another 15 or 12 seconds before it tries to pulse again. And already input the next one in, and it should just activate now. Yes, there we go. So it's perfect. All I need to do now is just get a little bit more cable here and power up this guy. I can do that. There we go. And just disconnect it down the direction. To clean it up, let me just disconnect this thing completely. There we go. So this whole area here should be more or less completely set up. And I don't think I have to really worry about it. All I need to do is grab out some facades and just really cover all the cables right then. There we go. So that is completely set up now to be auto-crafted. And as we go along, we can add all the patterns to it just to get it ready. And this guy will just craft it everything. Next up then, we need to actually start setting up auto-crafting for all of the different capacity runes, acceleration runes, and displacement runes. And then we can start setting up all the crafters for all of the different slates. So let's have a look here. We need to start by making ourselves runes of capacity. Now, this thing requires a lot of ingredients. I think that's more ingredients than the thing can handle. But I should be able to substitute most of it, because it requires amplify, 2 amplifies, 2 reds, and 2 moonstones, and 2 demonic. So I should be able to fill it out. But the other thing, it requires a master blood orb to craft each one. So how do I set that up? Because if I request 5 of them, it's going to require 5 master blood orbs, which isn't great. I'd nearly have to go over and add it manually. Okay, maybe this is something we'll have to add manually. This one here doesn't require it. So the augmented capacity I might have to do by hand. Let's just start off with this guy here. So blank slates times 4 white runes. Let me just grab out all the ingredients for each and every one of these slates first. Okay, never mind. I actually went ahead and made all the patterns because it was a lot easier just to do that instead of you just sitting there waiting for me to craft them all. But anyway, so I've crafted these ones here, and I was just thinking, oh wait, that has to go over into the crusher or into the smelter, and then I have to make a crusher. But for the augmented capacity, since I require master blood orbs, I'm thinking maybe I should make about 10 of them and just keep them in the system and then just craft these guys in 10 block chunks. So that way I'll be able to just craft them easy enough. And I'm saying, I don't think like I need more than 10 each. It shouldn't be too bad. Anyway, this one is going to require demonic slates. So that might be a while before I make them. Because demonic slates, if you have a look at slates here, they require 15 buckets each. So if I like the same system here, this guy here is 26 buckets. If I just set up like another one where the demonic slates will be made, which will be on this guy here, this one will be making the demonic slates. If I just set up the at least 15 buckets, I'll be able to craft these guys one at a time. Shouldn't be too difficult, but the main issue is getting ourselves enough displacement runes. Since we are, without any of these guys, extracting out 10 millibuckets each, I will need to set up 10 of these guys to be able to extract out a bucket. Or is it 9? because I think these guys add an extra 10 millibuckets per rune. So we'll be able to add maybe about 9 to 10 of these guys onto this guy, which should allow me to input a bucket at a time, which should be really, really fast. And with this guy here producing blood and the one down below producing blood, since this guy here is going to be making the eternal slates, which require 200 buckets, yeah, that might take a while. And this will make us the graphite electrodes unbreakable, and starlight input ports, crafting these things. Yeah, it'll be a while before we need it. And the upgrade to the iridescent altar, we need that. So, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't require that many, so we probably won't have to worry about crafting a lot of these guys, but maybe like one stack will probably be enough to keep us going for the rest of the series, I think. But anyway, these patterns here, we need to start automating this guy here. I'm going to have one automated and the other one just sitting there doing nothing. The only reason I have two of them here is just to make the place look a bit symmetrical, because this thing is an odd number, which doesn't allow this thing to fit perfectly evenly on this guy, which is kind of annoying. But just having two of them here should keep it a little bit cleaner. So let's have a look here. Let's see if we can automate this guy. So I'm probably going to need myself another ender cell, which means I need to make myself another set of nitro. So can I make that? No, I don't have another star. Meaning I'm going to have to go kill the wither. Right, so I have the ender cell now. I was just testing to see if this thing would actually craft it correctly. I was just crafting myself 64 more runes, and there was a little bit of an issue that I didn't realize. I messed up on the thing here, and I said chest also extract instead of being insert the blank runes. So the thing wasn't able to put the blank runes anywhere, which was just stopping the operation, so it wasn't working. But it seems to be working perfectly fine now, so that's all I wanted. As soon as we get this guy here automated done, we'll be able to set up this guy here to start making all of the runes and capacity runes. And I'm just thinking now, for the cutting essence, if we look here, cutting, the cutting essence is going to require Komodo dragon spit and rattlesnake rattles. Now, I think Komodo dragon spit is a byproduct of Komodo dragons. It's similar to the, what's it called, the mooses dropping their antlers. I think he drops it every once in a while. The rattlesnake, on the other hand, I believe you get this by killing the rattlesnake. Now, I don't think I have a rattlesnake unless I have one in one of these glass bottles. Desert wolf, rabbit, cow. Oh, I do have a rattlesnake. Okay, so if I just grab out a name tag here and set them up, and also the Komodo dragon, and let's actually look up bottles as well, because I know I have a Komodo dragon in a bottle here somewhere. There we go, we have 8 of them. If I just set these up in the area with the mooses as well, this isn't going to cause any issues, is it? Are they not going to fight and kill each other? As long as they don't kill each other, it'd be perfectly fine. I don't think there's going to be any issue, so... What the... Oh no, he is hostile. Is he only hostile to me, though? Let's just stand back and see, does he attack anyone else? Okay, from what I can see, no, he's not attacking anyone else, so... I'll just have to push him down over here, and I might actually grab out a mob imprisonment tool here, and just pick up 2 mooses, just in case something bad does happen. Keep that rattlesnake up there. And I'm just going to pick up 2 of these guys, just in case, because if he does actually end up attacking them, I can just use these 2 to rebreed and populate the area again. So let's just put down all the Komodo dragons here, and let them produce up spit over time. Yeah, because they're going to spit at me, which is okay. As long as they don't spit at the mooses, we should be good. Right, now in terms of the rattlesnake, I need to go make myself a name tag. I hope this is a byproduct of killing the rattlesnake. Isn't the rattlesnake an Alex mob? Let me just double check here. Rattlesnake, medium-sized reptile found in desert, badlands, most of the time heard, not seen, to produce a loud rattle warning when it gets by. When a rattlesnake is slain, it has a chance to drop a rattle. Okay. That's all I wanted to know. So using the empty room back here with the masticator used to be, we can just put the snake in here, name tag him, snake, and then leave him there. And that should produce us rattlesnakes over time. Right, back to this guy now. Controller, and all these guys now. We need to set up all the ports in this guy. So we're going to say the north side here is going to have no input except north. Okay, this guy here, similar. No input except north. This guy here is just going to be only west. This guy here is only going to be east. So make sure none of those are connected. So you're west. This guy here is only going to be south. Okay, and then what we'll do is the output will come out on the top. I think it doesn't matter which port you put on, but I think it works best here. Right, so we just need to connect all these sides now. I don't want the east side of this connection working, so just connect that there. This side here, we're just going to put the 2 of these there, and the 2 of these here, and 1 of these here. Perfect. Now we need to go underground here. Right, using some blue cable now, we should be able to route all these down. Oh, do I have any more blue cable? No. Can I make any more? Yes. Okay, good. Got plenty of it. Perfect. So you can connect there, and I'll just route this up to connect there. And that should be more or less it. I could put an ender chest on top of it here just to input it in, but whatever. So I'm just going to name this one here output. Just so I know all the names of these guys. Let me just quickly name all these guys. So back here, it's just going to be like North 2. This guy here is going to be like North 1. Okay, so they're all named now. So all we have to do is just down a little bit more. Okay, let's grab ourselves out a crafter, a chest, and I'm probably going to need to make myself another transmitter and receiver setup. Right, that should be hooked up now. So down here, all we have to do is just add our patterns in. So you guys in, let's just start off with the cutting essence. We should have a rattlesnake by now. 33 of them, wow. I might have actually already had some, but whatever. So if we look up cutting essence here, we should be able to craft ourselves at least like 1. So all the items for that should get pumped down to here. It did. Perfect. Now, what we need to do is grab ourselves our controller. We're going to put the controller down. Where should we put the controller? I guess it doesn't really matter. I guess we could just put the controller like right here. And then put the ender cell right there, which should give it power, which is perfect. We could break this connection here and add our blue connector on top of it. It shouldn't be any issue. There we go. And then for the ender chest, we could just put the ender chest here and have a blue connector and disconnect the down direction. Actually, no, we need to keep that connected. Okay, actually, maybe we don't even need this connection here. We could just place it down with blue cable. There we go. So that's all connected now. So in here, let's have a look now. Each one of these should be named. So this is North 1, West, Output, North 2, East. We don't have South. Oh, they're not connected. There we go. Right. So now they're connected. So let's start off here with the first one, North 1. So let's only add in, we need to make ourselves a item network and create an input of Komodo Dragon Spit. And we're going to say max amount in inventory destination 1. So it cannot input more than 1 Komodo Dragon Spit. Let's go down with North 2. North 2 is this guy here. We'll insert our rattlesnake and input maximum of 1. Where are you, extract? You're supposed to be that. There we go. And we'll do East. There we go. East. Create charcoal dust. Input of maximum of 1. Okay. So what we're going to do now is say this chest here is going to be an extract. He's going to extract everything. This ender chest here, we need to make ourselves a new network. So item network. We're going to say item output create extract. And now I just want to put these items in here. Just to craft it quickly. I can unclick that. That's going to make us cutting essence. So extract cutting essence. This ender chest down here is going to be inserting cutting essence. Okay, so that should be that set up. So I can just put that in there. And now if I look in here and look up cutting, I should be able to autocraft it again. Let's see, does it automatically do everything for us? So items went in, correct. Doesn't go anywhere else. Crafts it, extracts it one by one. I might need to tell this thing to extract out the stack at a time to make it a little bit easier. And if we look in the system, there's 16 of it. So that works perfectly. All we have to do now is just tell it to make holding reagents. So if we look up holding, so craft us one of these. That's going to put all those items in the chest here. Correct. Similar again, requires 4 slots. So north 1, we're going to input a mage fiber. North 2 is going to insert another mage fiber. Now we'll do south 1. No. Let's just continue with the rest of these guys here. Here's east. You're going to get kangaroo hide. And I think south 1 then. Here. We're going to insert kangaroo hide. Put these items in. This should input all of them in. Hang on, we're missing a slot here. North 1 is that. North 2 is that. Why won't it input the second one? What if I ask it to put it into south instead of north 1? They went into north 2, no problem. I think. It might not have. Let's just get ourselves the west connection here and input in mage fiber then there too. That extracted out and put it in. Okay, so I can't have the same items on the same north or south connection. They have to be in either the north, south, east, or west, but only one at a time. They can't be the same. So that makes us a holding reagent. And then we'll just say this guy here is going to extract out the holding reagent, and this ender chest here is going to receive it. Perfect. So this should be this entire thing here automated to craft those. So if I say holding reagent, craft me 64 of it. This thing should input in... okay, I only wanted to hold 1. So make sure each one of these guys is only set to hold 1 item. Okay, so take that out, and it should only be holding 1. Correct. And it is quite slow, but eventually, once we mass produce quite a bit of it, it shouldn't be that much of an issue. As you can see, all the items are already gone in, and there we go, it's completely automated. Now we just need to fill back in this hole here. Right, so that's that all automated now. We need to start automating this guy now. So, let me go over here and make myself a lot more crafters and all the patterns we're going to need, and then we can just hook it up correctly using some pretty pipes and some... I don't think we need Xnet for this, so I think it's mainly just pretty pipes, because that has the filters and the stack limiters and all that. So, let me just craft all these crafters and patterns. Right, I have all the patterns now. I just want to see, if I look at capacity runes, can I craft 64 of them? I'm just missing them. Available 43. So what if I was just to craft 10 of them? It says we can, and it requires 40 slates to make 10. So let's see if it adds the ingredients on. So it's going to start making all the runes that... Okay, hang on here. This is kind of broken. That shouldn't be like that. Okay, that kind of broke. Why did that break? That picks up that. They all go on. That activates. They go on. That activates. That goes on. Okay, I must have messed something up here. 1 living rock, 8 corundum makes 2 orange runes. 1 living rock. Okay, something is really gone wrong here. I don't think it's supposed to be outputting that much living rock. Yeah, it's outputting 2 sets of living rock at a time, which isn't what I wanted. Why is that? Oh, I know why. It's because this guy here receives the items it needs, outputs that, and sends out the second living rock, causing this guy here to also output its ingredients for this guy then as well, causing a huge issue. As you can see, look, it sends out the next one, and that sends out the next recipe for that. Okay, this is why you need 1 crafter for everything. This is just a huge mess. Right, let's try that again. This time it has all the runes made. So I probably have to, whatever is in here, finish crafting before I start crafting the items that are in this crafter. I'm definitely going to be setting up the Wixie Charms setup now next episode, because we are desperately needing an upgraded crafter now. So let's try that again. Capacity, craft me 10 of them. It says we have available all of that. So I should input one set of ingredients and drop every item on bit by bit. Last ingredient on. Now it's crafting. And once it's done, it should set up. Now, this guy here is not set up to actually pick it up. So once it crafts, I'm going to have to pick it up myself here. Done. And now if I just add this back into the vacuumulator and drop this guy back on here and drop this guy down. Is that correct? It didn't pick up anything else. It's good. And we just drop this back down. Why aren't you crafting? I feel like something got picked up that it shouldn't have. Is it still making the glyph, maybe? No. Oh, the orange runes aren't on it. Oops. Why is there no orange runes? Oh, this guy here picked them all up. Damn it. Okay, that is very annoying. Okay, I might have to set up a different thing for it. Might just remove the orange runes for the time being. There we go. Yeah, that is very odd. It's going to try and craft more. Okay, this is just very, very confusing. I'm going to have to sit there and monitor it. Not that I really want to do that, because that just kind of defeats the purpose of it. I'm just going to cancel the craft up here because it is set to process them. So I'm going to cancel that and just let it do its thing. I'm just going to ignore it and we'll just get the slates automation set up, and I might even try and fix it between episodes and see how well it goes. I'm just going to ignore it for now. It should be fine. Anyway, so similar to the setup right here, you can see this guy here is set up to extract out all of these guys here and even the Master Blood Orb, but we're going to remove this guy now because we don't need him here. So this guy should have a stack limiter on him to output only 64. We're going to reduce that down to 10. I don't think we're going to be able to craft more than 10 at a time with the amount of blood that's in these guys. Here it's got a demonic slate extraction, which we're actually going to remove and increase to a eternal slate. Now, can I actually like drag and drop slates in here? No. Right. Okay, I don't think it should extract out as long as there's nothing in there anyway. If I just drop this guy in here, that sucked it out immediately. Slate ampoule. I don't even think holding all these guys here is going to be enough. Nope, even after over like 200 slate ampoules, that did not work. So that ain't going to work for the time being, but we'll eventually set up enough capacity runes here to be able to hold over 100 or 200 buckets, but for now, this is not going to work. Let's just start now with the very first one. Let's just head all the way down here, which is this guy here. Here's the first one. So let's grab ourselves some chests here. Okay, so we're going to put an ender chest here and a regular chest here. We're going to get ourselves our network receiver and transmitter, and we're just going to run this down through the floor, through every one of them here. Of course, I don't have flight to do this. There we go. So we're just going to put our cable and crafters the whole way down. So let me just run that. Okay, and what we're going to do is put the network receiver here, slap the network card on it, and let's go hook up our transmitter now. Right, with all that then, all we have to do is just grab our crafter, stick the crafter here, and this guy's set up to only extract out demonic slates, let's say. So slate, demonic slate, you in here, pipe extraction, only allow demonic slates. And you are going to have this pattern, crafting demonic slates into eternal slates. And then the cable, just continue running it up here. I can add covers on it later so I can hide most of the cable. But anyway, that's going to be hooked up there like that. And now this guy here is set up to craft. Now we need to do the same for every single one of them. So we'll just come all the way back down here, and I'll demonstrate it one more time. So pipe, 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 pipe. Break this. You are going to get a stack limiter, and you're only going to allow 10. There we go. You are going to get a high extraction module. You are going to extract out these guys. So extract other stone slate. Okay. And they're only going to allow 10 in there at a time. You here are going to get this guy, and you're going to only allow blank slates to be exported out. So allowed. Make sure this guy here is set to allow as well. Crafter, stick it right here, add the pattern in, and now we just run the cable over. And now you're hooked up, so if we were to like shift click and request ourselves 10 of these guys, missing 10 because I have them on me. Put those away. I also have a pattern ready to make that. I should have a pattern ready to make that. Yeah, there it is. I guess I accidentally put it in the system. But if we look up slate now and say, craft me 10 of these guys. That should input all 10 of these here, and it should run. Now, unfortunately, there's not enough things in here, and I'm out of slate ampoules, so that ain't going to really work. But yeah, you get the idea. Now what I'm going to do is going to set these up for the rest of them. Alright, there we go. Every single one of them is hooked up, and we look in here, we have a crafting recipe for every single one of them, which is exactly what we want. Now, of course, we can't craft them just yet, but just having the ability set up ready to craft them is exactly what we wanted. What I'll do now between this episode and now next is I'll finish upgrading these guys by adding the glowstone and the bloodstone brick. To finish upgrading these guys all to tier 4. And now that we have auto crafting for all of the displacement, the capacity, and all those type of runes set up, we should be able to like upgrade all the altars now to that as well. So I'll probably do that before next episode as well. So I'm going to end it there. Hope you all enjoyed. And if you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Hope to see you on the next episode. So without further ado, goodbye.